Hello everybody, and welcome to this new devlog. As you know, I'm working on a video game called Too Far Too Late, where you control a colony in space, survive, explore, and build an outpost. In the game, the player controls his own astronaut and gives orders to the other colonists. So an important part of the gameplay is based on the behavior of the colonists. Recording a devlog is a very good exercise, and every time I detect bugs while testing the game, and sometimes small details are still visible in the final video. For example, while preparing the rush to explain the pathfinding system, I noticed that some colonists were leaving the base without being equipped with a spacesuit. So, when the survival part will be set up, they will simply die by suffocating inside the airlock. Well, this is not good. So I made some improvement to the task system. Some tasks will not be possible to do without using a spacesuit, for example, to get through an airlock. Before doing a task, the character will check all the requirements and, if necessary, they will prioritize another task before. In this situation, the colonist cannot pass through an airlock without a spacesuit, so he will try to locate a spacesuit in the same area and will equip it. Another bug I found was that the pathfinding would allow a colonist to jump to the ground while he was higher up on a frame. This was not the expected behavior of pathfinding, and it only happened in a few situations. Thinking about this bug, I realized that it wasn't a bad idea to allow the colonist to get off the frame to quickly reach the ground level. But going on a frame without using stairs should not be possible. I improved the pathfinding conditions to allow this option, and to keep the behavior realistic, colonists will only take this kind of shortcut when there are no stairs or when using stairs would make the path much longer. So, from time to time, the colonists will prefer to jump off the frame to reach their destination more quickly. Also, another thing I didn't like about my last devlog was that sometimes the characters were almost invisible on screen because of the color of the spacesuit. I created another spacesuit texture that is more visible on grey planets or monochrome environments. By painting the spacesuit orange, it creates a better contrast with the texture of the moon, and the player can easily find his colonists. Another change I made to improve the contrast at night was to add light to the spacesuit and some emissive parts in its texture. Before this change, it was impossible to see your character at night. In the future, the player will have to recharge the spacesuit batteries to keep the lights on and protect the colonists from the cold temperatures at night. To get a better view of all the objects in the station, I also improved the camera movements and controls. The player can have more freedom to adjust the camera angles, tilt and zoom. I also created a script to move the camera using the right click instead of using only the keyboard. To finish this devlog, I want to talk a bit about the features I want to implement before releasing an open alpha version of the game. First of all, the control of the main character by the player. One of the colonists will be controlled directly by the player, and, as in other survival games, you will have to move, explore and work to build your base. The other colonists will automatically take care of their needs, such as drinking, eating and sleeping, and they will help the player with construction and other work in the colony. The most important task to survive will be to produce oxygen from the plants. The player will have to create a hydroponic farm and harvest food to keep the colony alive. Mining and crafting will also be necessary to build all the equipment of this small oxygen farm. The lack of oxygen, food or water will quickly lead your colony to collapse, so you'll have to manage your priorities. I hope you enjoyed this devlog. Don't forget to follow the channel to be notified of future videos. See you next time!